my name's Esme. I'm fourth year French and Spanish at Teddy Hall, and I'm from Harrogate in North Yorkshire. So I do two languages, and the languages course at Oxford is quite set in the sense that it's 50% language and 50% literature. So you have about 4, 5 lectures a week on average, and about sort of 3 seminars in slightly bigger groups, and then maybe about 1 or 2 tutorials in a much smaller group with, say, like 2 people, which are generally in college. It's a really, really great course. It's even though it seems like it's just language and literature, you get a lot of flexibility in what you can do. So by the time you get to fourth year, you can do like a film course or like a history of art course, and it's really interesting. And it's like a good mix of being creative um, and a bit technical as well with the translation as well. So it's a really good course. I think the best thing to put in your personal statement in is a good mix of showing some impressive stuff, so some stuff that you've read, with some personal stuff that makes the tutors who read your personal statement remember you. So I'd say in my case, I would recommend I would basically recommend to people to use your hobbies as a way of making it sound academic. So for me, like I did quite a lot of drama at school. So I read some plays in French and in Spanish and put those on a personal statement. So if you're into music, in your personal statement, you should write about how you're interested in this French music, because that sounds really cool, and like that's probably different from what anyone else would write in it. And it's I think you want to show in the interview that you're really passionate about something, and the way that you can seem passionate about academic stuff is through a hobby that you're already interested in. So if you're into theatre, like you can talk about this Moliere play that you're into or whatever, or if you're into like art, you can chat about Picasso or whatever. So I just think really like try and really pin down what you're into and what makes you stand out from everyone else, because we all have our thing, and I think that's what they're looking for. Like they're looking for like a spark of something that really like gets you. My school didn't have that much experience in sort of in getting people applying to Oxford for languages. So I basically just sent 2 essays that I'd done at school. So one in French, one in Spanish. So and it was literally an A level essay. So it was about like one was about TV and one was about like sport or something. And then for languages, you also have to send one in English. So I just chose something I was interested in. I did it on a Spanish. I did it on a Spanish film. Right. So for languages, I actually think out of all the subjects that for admissions tests, it's actually the easiest one. Not the easiest. I take that back. It's the one that's sort of the most doable because it's only half an hour long for each language, and it's just grammar. It's basically just a grammar test. So what I did, and I'd really recommend doing this, is basically like go, either buying a grammar book or looking up some like classic grammar mistakes online, and just go through them. Go through like what the possible pitfalls could be, because I think basically they do the same thing every year, just slightly different. So like for the grammar, make sure you know like what triggers a subjunctive, what I don't know, feminine, masculine agreements, all that stuff. But I think just really practice, just get to grips with your grammar, with your verbs, tenses, all of that. So I had two. And both were in college. Because I did an open application and I got put in Teddy Hall, which was good. So I had both my interviews in Teddy Hall. Basically, you get given in the French one. I got given a poem in French half an hour before. You get half an hour to prepare and like read it through and stuff. And yeah, and then they basically just asked me questions about it. And they also gave me a text in English that I had to talk about. So I guess they're trying to see how well you can approach a text. And Spanish was the same. I got given a poem in Spanish a little bit before. And then for people doing languages, I remember being really scared they were going to talk to me like fluently in French and Spanish, and I wouldn't have any idea what they were saying. But there was literally like a 1 minute convo in French at the end, and they said, or in Spanish, and they said, "What are your hobbies?" So don't worry about the spoken bit. That's absolutely fine. I think I just knew that I had this target now that I had to get. I think it's 3 A's for humanity subjects. So I think I just kind of went about doing my A levels in the way that I was doing it, in the way that I was working hard for them anyway. Um, I didn't really do anything specifically to prepare for Oxford. It was more just like doing my exams, getting them done, working hard. Like, and I think having that offer really like made me feel quite like motivated and pumped to work hard. What's it like studying at Teddy Hall? Oh, it's so good. I actually love it. It's the the teaching is just amazing. Like the fact it's so personal. Like I'm in my fourth year now, and I just feel like the the like tutor student relationship we have with the tutors is just so nice because they know you so well. They know what you're interested in. They know the way you write. They know the way that like you approach things, and you know them really well as well. So I feel like you just have a really good bond going on there, which is so nice. And I don't. That's not an experience that you get in other unis. I don't think like knowing your tutor well is so nice. It's so nice that it's such a supportive community. Like you kind of know, even if you don't know everyone, you kind of feel like you know everyone because anyone talks to anyone. You sit with each other at breakfast, at tea, and like you just have a chat. It's really relaxed, really casual. I remember being quite scared before I went, being like, oh, it's Oxford, like everyone's going to be really uptight and like talk about really intellectual academic things all the time and I won't have anything to say. But it's just so chill. It's great. For me as well, like I did a lot of drama in my time in Oxford, which was just so fun, like meeting people from other colleges, doing plays. Like I did a show that actually like toured to London and Cambridge earlier this term, which was really cool. And I don't think in other unis you have access to such like a rich base of extracurricular stuff. So I literally like absolutely no regrets. Best time ever. I'm really sad that I'm in fourth year. It's actually quite depressing. Oh, my year abroad, it was so good. I just wish I could do it all again, to be honest with you. So I went to, for like the summer, in between second year and third year, I went to Barcelona and I did an internship with a documentary company, which was amazing because I applied for um, like a college Teddy Hall fund thing that gave me money to go, which was I wouldn't have been able to go if I'd not had that. So that's another amazing thing that college can give you. Um, and then for the main bulk of the year between September and April, I did British Council, which is like basically where you act as an English teacher in schools, in a school, in three primary schools, just on the suburbs of Paris, and I lived in Paris, and it was literally like insane. It was so fun, and I was working in primary schools. The kids were just so like French and cute, and it was only 12 hours a week, so it was just so chill. So I had at the time to do other things as well. Like I tutored, and I also went to a drama school for 2 nights a week, which again, college. I don't know how I've managed to get so much money out of college. Like college could give me the money to do it, which I was so grateful for because that really, it sounds really lame, but like really enriched my year. So that was cool. And then for the last half, or the last like third, whatever, I went to Seville in Spain and I did an internship there, which was really cool. Just such a nice break from like the academic side, like having some proper like work experience was really cool. Got some good stuff on the CV. It was really fun. And then coming back for fourth year was weird because a lot of your friends have obviously left, but it's also quite nice coming back to like having had a year away and then you come back to college and it's like this warm like place where everything feels like really comfortable and really easy. So yeah, year abroad was really fun, basically, in short. My advice would be, firstly, don't be afraid of applying. I was quite scared of applying, so I was like, what is the point? I'm not going to get in. But I think you've got as good a chance as anyone else, so I think don't be afraid of applying. And if you do manage to get an interview, don't be afraid of like giving your own opinions on things. Like you are valid. Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like you can say what you want. And I'd also say advice for someone applying would be in the interviews for like the more literary bits, really like just try and use your imagination, like really think outside the box, because the tutors at the end of the day are looking for someone who they like their way of thinking, they like their like originality, like they stand out for them, they seem different to everyone else. So really like be creative, be imaginative. So I think that is the end of the questions. Yeah, it is. And yeah, and so if you have any other questions, feel free to pop them in the comments section. And thanks for watching.